Santa, or Lotus and Clover. Once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice. So I'm waiting. Junpei laid his hand almost casually on the lever. You son of a bitch! What is this? Why is Junpei being evil-ish? What? You tricked us! Then all that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit! Bullshit? I don't think so. Okay, for one thing, you're one to talk, you asshole. For another thing, whatever. I've been fucked over in 2 endings. I get to be evil for once. Didn't I tell you I figured out another way to get out of here? This is it. Why the hell would you do something like this? Junpei glanced at June. Oh god, he's being crazy stalkerish for June. You did this just so you could go through the same door as June? That's it? Santa was furious. His face red, and flecks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke. Junpei closed his eyes calmly and then opened them again. So who's it gonna be? Santa? Or Lotus and Clover? Shit! We're going! Clover! What the? Oh my god! Lotus stepped forward. She grabbed Clover by the sleeve and ran for Junpei in the door. Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot forward like a bullet from a gun. Oh my god, this is actually happening! Lotus had a head start, but Santa had the advantage in size and speed. Oh my god, yes! Ace actually got comeuppance in the other ending, but Santa just got away! So thank god, we're actually screwing him over, at least a little bit. I know it loops back around, but it still makes me happy. Almost immediately he paused Lotus and Clover. He passed Lotus and Clover. No! Wait! Santa did not hesitate. Ah! Or not? He slammed his hand down on the red. This is insane! This isn't right! This coming from you? He glared at Junpei, his chest heaving. Yes, well, you might be right. Junpei's voice was cold, but not without effort. He turned to the red and pulled the lever. Are they actually gonna go through like this? No. Maybe? No. The door opened. Wait, are they gonna see the corpse? No, the corpse isn't immediately through, is it? His corpse is somewhere else, I believe. Wait a second, this means no matter what, Santa goes through with June. Are you joking? Really? If this is actually gonna work. It only remained so for 9 seconds. There was no time to think. Go! Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped into the door's gaping mouth, one after another. Really? Really? I don't know how I feel about this. On the one hand, technically at this point in time, no one knows Santa's a jerk face and evil, so I guess it makes sense they wouldn't want to just casually say, yeah, let's leave him behind, but he's just fine with leaving anyone behind as long as it's not June? How is that going to turn out when they loop back around? It's going to be super frickin' awkward. I don't know. We're getting new territory, but I'm not a huge fan of Junpei right now. No sooner did they enter than an all too familiar noise sounded from their left wrists. The detonators had activated. Junpei looked back only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door. No! Clover's my favorite! No! They stood still, stopped where they had been when Santa reached the red. The defeat and desperation on their faces tore at Junpei's heart. No! I'm sorry, Clover. Oh, you too, Lotus, I guess. Just a little bit. Then the door closed and they were gone. I can't believe this is a thing. You son of a bitch, Junpei, this isn't fair. Santa rounded on Junpei, lightning cracking in his eyes and his knuckles white. You might be playing like this now, but trust me, later on you would have been all for a strategy like this. Heck, June is with us. Why do you care? Oh, I know why you care. Even if we find the 9 door, we still have to drop you off. Do you realize what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't... Shut it! That's enough! It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but 7. We gotta find the dead, or none of this is gonna matter! The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance at survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate their detonators, the 4 of them would be... We got less than a minute left! No time for screwing around, get moving! They scattered and began to scour the room. The activation device was nowhere to be found. Corridors stretched out in 3 directions, but every one of them was blocked off by a wall of metal. There was only one way out. One other door. There! 7 ran for the door, a rusty iron thing. His large hands grabbed hold of the handle and pulled. The room inside was pitch black. They could see nothing beyond the small patch of light that spilled through the doorway. Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked around the room. Almost immediately he spotted the blinking red light on the right wall. I found it! The dead's right over there! He stepped into the room and nearly fell down. The floor was slippery with blood. What? He stopped and glanced down at his feet. What? It was... Hey, what the hell are you doing? Get over there! Junpei felt 7's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. The other 3 piled in behind him. There's those initials again, whatever they mean. They all felt immediately that something was wrong. Nothing that could be easily identified, only a sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say so. Quick! Get to the dead! They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was the tiny red light blinking at them over and over and over. Then finally, suddenly they were there. In quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel. Now are they going to chew Junpei out? 7 leaned against the wall, gulping air. As his breathing began to return to normal, he glanced at his left wrist and grunted. It stopped. It stopped. Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the larger man's face. What the... What? The sound of retching came from Sam's direction. What the hell is this smell? That would be a dead man. This is vile. I'm gonna puke. So desperate had they been in their race to the dead that no one had noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench, like burnt and rotten meat. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took. He felt his stomach clench and bile rise up in his throat. Let's get the lights on first. There's a switch over here. The light that spilled in from the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Interesting. What's going to happen here? I am excited. I haven't discovered the corpse yet. Up until now, it's just been like, oh yeah, we found it, go look. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent in his gait, 7 walked toward it. He stopped as he got close and extended his fingers toward the switch. There was a soft click as the lights came on. It had scarcely faded when another noise pierced the air, a scream. Oh God, girly scream. No, I'm not doing it. I am not in the mood. I haven't recorded for a little while, so I cannot scream like a girl right now. I apologize. I'll do a little, there you go, that's my girl scream. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him. What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood like tiny islands in a great red sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn to the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and became stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even as they dried to it. Looks like an explosion. Seven's voice was low and strained. Just like the ninth man. Oh, we're avoiding me being an asshole for a little bit longer. Yes. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut. It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing the painfully white bone in his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces. Half of his head had simply collapsed. The blood coating almost made it look like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. I feel like we've read a lot of this before. It's all the same descriptive dialogue. Let's get to some fresh meat here. And I'm not talking about any corpses. His clothes too were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray slacks. They haven't actually said it's Snake yet. I think they're just kind of implying it is, and they're about to say it. But if this was the first thing I did in my first playthrough, then I probably would have had a lot of rambling before I actually got to actually getting to it, because I would have been like, oh my god, is it actually him? Oh my god, is that actually him? No, no. They were all familiar to Junpei. Is that Snake? Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry. Oh my god. Finally Junpei spoke. Why did this happen? Oh, hey, close-up of June. No! Suddenly June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream, full of insanity and not entirely human. No! 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 She shook her head violently and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Junpei could hear the sound of her tearing. Oh, God! Is that tearing or tearing? Kinda hard to tell. Context. No! Stop it, June! He grabbed for her wrist. But as he did, June leapt up and ran. What? Toward the exit. She goes a little crazy around this stuff, doesn't she? She was fine last time, though. Both last times, she was okay with it. I guess it's just because this time she wasn't expecting it. Please! Oh, please, get me out of here! You have to let me out of here! She screamed at the door and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood in her knuckles. Oh god! Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this? She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fists flailed against the door. Get me out of here! Please! Oh, this sounds like the ninth man's preaching. Just let me out! Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arm around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door. No, get off of me! Let me go! Let me go! She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had begun, it was over. The manic energy disappeared, and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. June collapsed toward the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. Her shoulders shook, and great hot tears rolled down her face like rain. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright, June. It's going to be okay, Connie. There's that nickname again. Her name was a whisper, and it wasn't her actual name, it was a nickname. I'll be here with you, okay? She nodded once. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy. Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. His face was so close to hers. The scent of her hair was nostalgic. You feel better? Yes, but I'd like to stay here. For a little while at least. Jumpy's body is so warm. Oh god. This isn't the best time for a Bow Chicka Wow Wow, you know. Several minutes passed before June's tears dried. Junpei stood up. He bent down, put his arms under June's, and helped her to her feet. They didn't speak. Neither did Seven or Santa. A person was dead. They had died in that room in a terrible way. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it, but mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead. Oh boy! So we do get to search this place. And wow, Junpei, I hate to call this convenient, but if it wasn't for the corpse, you would probably be chewed out by crazy right now. I was at least hoping you'd say something like, well, considering the other door, we're probably gonna loop back around anyway, or something. But, so let's get to this investigating, shall we? Start with this wall. These letters that I've been curious about since I saw them in my first playthrough. Those letters written in blood. LLR. You think that might be some sort of dying message from Snake? No, that's impossible. You saw the body. You weren't doing anything after something like that happens. To you. Then this. The way the blood's dried tells you it's real old. Whoever's blood this is, it ain't Snake's. Really? That's intriguing. You're saying this blood was put here a long time ago? Yeah. Well, you seem to know a lot about blood. Gee, where would you learn that? Then again, I guess if it is kind of crusty, then it's pretty obvious, but I don't know. The longer it goes without him being confirmed as a cop, the more I'm like, maybe he's not, but I don't know. That's where we came in. I guess it's not locked, but there ain't really any point. All that's out there is the numbered door. We can't go back through the numbered door even if we wanted to. Yeah, and it was kind of my dumbass idea, so sorry guys. Alright, let's see if anything happens when I turn you. Nope, nothing. Not even a drop. Is the pipe clogged? So here's a common question today, because I was just thinking about it. What was your first ending in this game? You know, for those of you who are watching this that have played the game, what was your first ending? Obviously I don't want you giving me details or anything, but I mean, like, just tell me what numbered ending you got. Because, like, for example, if I go to just start, I go to my save screen and I can see, like, my first ending was the coffin one, so I got ending 2 for my first playthrough, and then I got ending 4. Tell me what your first ending was, just by number. Don't tell me any details or what the picture is or anything, just tell me the number. Anyways, so yeah. Let's see here. We got this place, this place, this place. Okay, so we got 3 places to work with. Let's do one at a time. Well then, what is this? There's a piece of paper tied to the pipe with a wire. Notice, drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Interesting. Let's do all of them at once. What did it do? Did it change anything? Let's see. There's water coming out of the shower head. Let's see if... Shit, that's hot! Really hot! Man, that water must be just about boiling. Maybe there's something... So let's see, like, let me read this again. The pipe on the right here must be connected to the drain in the middle. of the room. If you turn on the water here, it'll probably come out through the drain. Oh, wait a second. So I already flipped all the switches. So what if I go over here now? Doesn't look like the shower works. Okay, intriguing. Let's go to the next section. Oh boy! Locked doors. Looks like the red light's off. Red light, green light. Oh boy, my favorite game. Yeah, and it still says lock. The password's 4 digits. And I don't know what those digits will be yet, so let's see here. Oh hey! It's a thermometer. Can you get it off? No. I love how he says it so bluntly, like he could tiptoe around it a little bit, like, nope. It's screwed onto the wall. It's screwed on real tight. Screwing, yes. Oh hey. It looks like a card, like a key card. I wonder if we can get to it somehow. What? You're not willing to put your hand down there? It's too deep. I can't reach it. Well, then let's try not to fall in there if it's that deep. I already checked all 3 toilets, you know. Nothing unusual there. That's what you want us to think, isn't it? The dividing wall that separates the toilets. A wooden box. There's something in here. Luminol! My favorite thing. The hell is this? Some kind of spray bottle? There's something written on it. Lumen? You can't read anything else. The label's all faded. That's okay. The game told me already. Let me see that. You just grabbed it from him. That wasn't very nice. Junpei, you're not one to talk about very nice right now. Oh, this is luminol. You know, forensics guys use it at crime scenes. Oh yeah, that stuff that glows blue when you spray it on blood. Even if the blood's been wiped off, it still glow. That's interesting, but at the same time, again, Mr. 7 was the first one to notice, what its purpose was. Toilet paper! Oh boy! This toilet paper with some kind of red symbols on it. It's probably blood. I think maybe that's a Skytail Sawahawa who's a what? Yes, what is this? The hell is that? Wrap a piece of paper around a stick and then write several sentences on it. So that the whole paper's filled up. Then you unwrap the paper and you can't tell what the original message was, right? That's how it works, more or less. Then to decipher it, you gotta have a stick that's the same diameter as the original one. Same diameter as the original one, huh? Yeah. You just wrap the paper around that stick and you can read the code. That's intriguing. Do I get another piece of toilet paper then? Stack of toilet paper. Or not? So I just examine this again? Wrap the toilet paper around a stick or something. Oh, okay. I get it. So we need some kind of stick? Where do we get a stick? I don't suppose we got any sticks hiding in the toilet? Look like the shower works. Okay, so... what am I missing? The light bulb provides light for this room. Ooh. The dividing wall. Look at the toilet. Thought we already checked the toilets. Or maybe not. What do you think this is? Looks like tar. It's kind of sticky. I don't think we can just wipe it off. I thought just pouring some water on it's going to help much either. What about hot water? Hot water? If we had some really hot water, like boiling hot, then maybe that would wash it off. Didn't I already make it hot? Make it hot, baby. Burn, make it burn. Let's look at this one. There's nothing in the toilet. If there was, that'd be gross. It'd be gross. It'd be totally Totally, totally, totally. Okay then, I actually have the hot water, don't I? Well, now I know that really, really hot water comes out of that shower. Maybe I should just leave it alone for now, though? But the thing. But the thing. But Mommy, the thing. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, yeah, okay, alright, well, let's look in here. Ooh, a few things. We got a bucket. It's a tin bucket. Hey, Jumpy, do you remember back in elementary school when you spilled all of our paint across the whole classroom? They made you clean it up, and all they gave you was a sponge and a bucket like this. That reminds me of something that happened when I was in school. Not quite that bad, but something similar happened. Hey, come on now. Can't we just leave the past in the past? Yeah, kinda shucks to do that kind of crap, but hey, you spilled it, so you gotta clean it up. Oh boy, story segment. Junpei reached for the broom, and as he grabbed it, he heard a soft voice from behind him. Rosebud. What? It was June. Dun 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 dun. The rabbit hutch. Huh? He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a smile on her face. Well, that's good. Oh, you just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean. Oh, what? How did I remind you of something like that? Jumpy and the broom. What? You were always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch. What is a rabbit hutch? I was? Don't you remember? Junpei stared at the broom in his hand. You mean you don't remember that summer either? Either? What's either? You just said... She looked very sad. He shook his head. Of course I remember. Oh. How could I forget something like that? I was about to say, wait a second, so he's not remembering something, and then she said you don't remember that summer either, as if she doesn't remember it. But if she doesn't remember it, how does she remember the brew? I don't know. I was about to say some kind of big theory like, they both don't remember? Could this mean something? I don't know. It was terrible. They were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. Oh, I know that terrible feeling. I hate oversleeping. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. What a crybaby. He had no idea why until he looked behind her into the rabbit hutch. The first thing he saw was, okay. The hutch was filled with the dead bodies of the rabbits! Well, isn't this fun? Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop crying. Understandable. I just kept crying and crying until you came over. You held my hand and you looked very serious and you said, "Don't cry. I'm going to catch the person who did this." Ooh, even back then, Junpei was a master detective. After you told me that, I finally stopped crying. Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. You told me we were going to catch the killer together.